Hey guys, this is Gene Jensen, and it is time for my MTB Slam for April. For those of you who have not heard of the mystery tackle box, it is a subscription-based product, and for roughly $12 to $15 a month, you get a box of tackle that's worth between $20 and $30. Now, what's really cool about this box is, you know, every month you get it, and it may be new lures you've never tried, or you may find your next confidence lure. You may try a company that you've never seen before. You know, it's pretty cool to open up a box and see things that you've never seen before and go out and tie them on and try it. Well, what the MTB Slam is I open up the box on the boat. I'm on my kayak today because I'm boatless. I'm between boats. I sold my old one, the new one comes in next week. But and I take it, I open up the box to show you what's in it, I tie them onto rods, and I go try to catch a fish on each lure that's in the box. So that's basically what I'm gonna do. So let's open it up and see what's inside. Ah, come on. They taped it tight this month. There we go. All right. Oh, cool. Okay. Let's pull a little card out. Now, there's a card that comes in the box, shows you the retail value of all the baits. So first of all, we have the spider wire stealth braid. This is how many feet? It doesn't say how many feet's in here. 30 pound moss green. Looks like about 200 yards. So anyway, that retails for $13.99. Pretty cool. Okay, the next one is the Hobie Lipless Seeker. It's the Action First series. It's got it's a weighted low. It's got a pretty cool little tight action. Never used one of these before, but it's a little, looks like a little ½ ounce. Yep, ½ ounce. Pretty cool. And then the Biospawn Biocraw. If you guys haven't seen my my last video of me catching my new personal best of 10 3/4 pounds, caught it out of this kayak right here. But that's what we got. We got some Biocraws, so I kind of know what I'll be doing with those. There's a few things I may try something different that you guys have never, you know, a lot of you guys have never thought of. I don't even think the owner of the company knows. But let's see. The next one is the, oh, hold on. The Hobie Action First retails for $5.99, and the Biospawn is $6.29 a pack. Pretty cool. Okay, so the next one is the Z-Man TRD, which is the soft plastic used for what's known as the Ned rig. So I'm going to be fishing the Ned rig today. Should be pretty cool. Let's see if we got some jig heads for it. Sure do. This is the Finesse Shrooms from Z-Man. All right, so the soft plastics, the TRDs are $5.49, and the Finesse Shrooms are $5.99. And last but not least, dude wipes, because every dude needs to wipe every once in a while. Don't know what I'm gonna do with this, but maybe I'll just show it. Because I ain't doing that on video. So, all right, let's tie them on, and I'll turn the cameras back on and show you what I'm doing. All right, let's talk about how I rigged them up. First thing is the spider wire. I didn't bother putting them on a rod. I didn't want to take brand new braid off of a rod to put more braid on. Spider wire's a braid. It's great. It's the stealth, so it's nice and smooth. Comes through the guides real nice. So we're gonna leave that out. But the first lure is the Lipless Seeker. I put this on, I put it on a medium heavy, just because I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing. This is a Tatula. I'm actually trying out this rod for the first time, and the reel is a Daiwa Tatula 3-to-1. Pretty nice little rod and reel. But anyway, put it on there. 15-pound test Izorline copolymer. I fish a lipless on a medium or medium heavy, depending on what I feel like I'm going to be doing. Okay, the next one is the Biocraw. I actually put that on 2 different rods. Let me show you the first one. First one is, I love spinning reels. Just a regular Texas rig, straight shank. This is what I caught my big fish on, if I can catch the straight shanked. It's a owner grip pin and a pegged 1/2 ounce tungsten weight. It's on a heavy action Ducket Ghost 7:1 gear ratio Revo. Let's see. And then the other way I rigged it is pretty cool. It's just something I tried out a few weeks ago and it really worked well. This is a regular offset round bend hook, and I've rigged it backwards or upside down, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and then I put a couple of nail weights in the head of it, and what this causes it when it hits it, of course it sinks like this, but it sinks and it glides away from you, or glides down, or sometimes it'll glide in a circle like a tube will. Pretty cool, especially if they're not really wanting to bite. That really has worked pretty good over the last couple of weeks. Just a different way of thinking about things and rigging things. Now the Ned rig, or the Midwest finesse rig. Of course, I put it on a spinning rod, and that spinning rod gets hooked onto everything coming out of the hole. There we go. All right. You want to fish this on a medium light or medium action spinning rod. This is a medium, got a nice parabolic bend to it, so I'm not really too worried about it. But that's a Ned rig. Mushroom head, little do-nothing bait. But this was designed, the Ned rig was developed over years and years of trial and error from some guys out in the Midwest, and they just wanted to be able to catch 100 fish a day. And so it's a finesse technique. It catches everything. But that's it. That's what we got. Dude wipes, like I said. Dude's got a wipe. That's enough. So let's go fishing. I am on this place is near and dear to my heart. This is called Charlie Elliott Wildlife Center, or Marvin Farms Public Fishing Area, I think it's called, or Charlie Elliott Public Fishing Area. It's changed its names over the years. But this is where I grew up bass fishing. It's got 22 ponds. I bank fished here for 12 years, and this is where I learned a lot of what I know. So I'm excited to be here. I haven't been here in a long time. I drove 2 hours this morning to get here. I don't know if it's been beat to death because it's a public fishing area, but what the heck, I'm gonna spend all day fishing here and have a whole lot of fun. Let's see how it goes. All right. I gotta try this Ned rig. I've read tons of stuff about it and just never fished it, so I'm gonna fish it to start with. Can't believe how much I actually remember about these lakes. This is where I caught my first fish over 5 pounds, right there underneath. Let me see. Underneath that tree right there. So, like I said, near and dear to my heart. Lots of memories. All right, let me cast this out. Let it sink to the bottom. We just had a cold front move through, so we'll see if this messes things up. It is a chilly, chilly morning. Oh. Not a big one, but I caught one on a bile crawl. Look at that little guy. Boy, you had high hopes, didn't you? Good deal. There's bigger ones than that in here. But first one on a bile crawl. Look at that. Awesome. Okay. He hammered it too. I got a bite. Knew if I fish this dang point long enough, I'd find a fish on it. Yeah, this might be a decent little largemouth. Wow! Wow! This is a good fish. Uh-oh. Gene wasn't paying attention. And I think he done shook me off. Wrapped me around a stump or something. Dadgummit. Oh, no, he's still on there. Let him get down to the braid. There we go. I got him off. I got him all wrapped up. Look at this fish. On the Ned rig, baby. Oh, man, he took it good too. He wrapped me around a stump. I let him have some slack, pull it back. Awesome. Awesome, awesome fish. Whew. I'm about to hit a stump. Good fish. On the Ned rig. Wind's blowing good. There he goes. Awesome. Stickfish, yay! Well, that's it. Crap. That's the risk you take when you're fishing a public fishing area. Got a hold of somebody's braided line down on those rocks. And that was it. Had to break off. So anyway, let me, I'm gonna fish a little bit more. Leave the camera on, maybe catch a few more on this Ned rig, and and then we'll close things up. Yep, that's the chance you take. Holy crap, that's like 40-pound test line. What the crud is somebody fishing with? I could tie this off as an anchor. All right, somebody is fishing with line like this. I'm using it as an anchor. Seriously, I'm using it as an anchor. All right, I'm going to fish with anchor rope today. Oh, crap. He's got a $100 swim bait on the other end of that line. Got it. Not a big one. Not even close to a big one. Oh, he's digging. He's digging. He's digging. Oh, all right, I can get used to this little rig. He's a fish. All right, well, let's recap. It was a pretty good MTB Slam. I was excited about being able to fish that lake or those lakes that I grew up on. I got to the first lake, which was Bennett, and got in the water, fished for about 3 hours. My nose itches. Fished for about 3 hours and didn't get a single bite, not even a whiff. And back in the back of my head the whole time, I was like, man, this watercolor just ain't right. The watercolor actually matched the green pumpkin worm and the Ned rig and the vial crawl that I was using, and just wasn't getting a bite. And it may have been the cold front, or who knows, I don't know. So I packed up, threw the kayak back in the back of the truck, and went up the road a little bit to the next big lake called Fox. Now, Fox Lake was a lot clearer, so I slid the boat into the water and almost immediately went over to a point and got that one little bite, that little fish on that vial crawl. Man, oh man, that was a tiny little fish. He was, like I said, he had high hopes, but it clued me in on what the fish were doing. They were sitting on these points, and that lake just so happens to have a lot of these little narrow points that stick out. So I eliminated a little bit more water, went back in the back of this one pocket where a little creek comes in, and didn't get bit. And there was a lot of carp in the shallows and things like that. So I thought to myself, well, it's post spawn, the fish should be pulled out, at least onto points and things like that. So I went to the very next point, took that Ned rig, threw it up on that point, and just felt a little tick that felt different than anything else I'd felt all day with it. That Ned rig is hard to fish in brush and in cover. It gets hung up a lot, and that's why I spent a lot of the time getting it unhung. But one little tick, and I set the hook, and that was that nice 3-pounder. He wrapped me around the stump, and I want you guys to notice what I did. I let the fish take the line off away from that stump so I could get the fluorocarbon off of that stump and get it onto the braid. And by doing that, it allowed the fish to get out away from the stump and not rub that fluorocarbon to where it broke, and it also allowed the fish to get worn out. So it made it easier once I got the kayak back close to the stump to get it unwrapped and bring the fish in. It was already tired. So it's kind of a little technique that I do when they get wrapped up, and I have braid on. So I let that braid take the brunt of the abrasion that that's gonna come off of that stump. So then what was left was the lipless crankbait from Sebile, and I went and I fished it parallel to the dam along the riprap. And you know, it's a public fishing area, and what happens when you fish a public fishing area is you spend a lot of time pulling fishing line out of that was quite the pothole. You spend a lot of time pulling fishing line off your lures. Well, I got it hung in somebody's braided line down the base of a stump, and I tried to get it loose, and it wasn't happening. So I had to break it free. So I wasn't able to catch a fish on that. Kind of stinks. So I grabbed the Ned rig, went back to another point, decided I'd try to catch a fish, and first thing I did, caught somebody's fishing line. And that line was like 30 to 50 pound test line. Tied a loop in it, hooked it onto the boat, and used it as an anchor rope. I mean, who fishes with line that big? Anyway, so I caught that one little fish, then broke it off, and my day was done. So it was a pretty good day. Now, if you guys, those of you who are interested in trying out Mystery Tackle Box, they have a code, get $4.99. I always put it at the end of my videos, and I'll stick it right up here. And you can get your first box for $4.99. That's, you know, it's a $15 box with a $20 to $25 value. You can't beat $5. So, you know, give it a try. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button if you like this video. Introduce somebody to fishing. Share my videos with them. Share my videos across Instagram and Facebook. But more importantly, get out on the water. Go out and catch some great fish and have some fun. Have a great day. Take care.